ocean. We were showing you the Gulf, really, the Gulf of Mexico, and the storm surge coming in. It continues to come in. Now, if Randy just tilts down a little bit, you can see this is our parking lot. This is the parking lot of where we're staying. Look at the water coming in over here. Now, look down there. You can see cars completely submerged. You can see debris flying around. Look over to the left there. There are three cars. There's a dark gray car closest to us, then a silver car, and a white car behind it. None of those cars are where they were actually parked. In fact, you can see that silver car in the middle has been completely pushed. That's the situation with all the vehicles. I haven't even gone around to the other side of the building where my vehicle is parked, but I suspect it's the same situation. Look at these properties across here. These are homes and apartments that have car parking underneath. The car parking is now almost completely submerged. There's debris all over the place. It's entirely flooded, and we are probably high tide here is going to be about 8 or 8:30 p.m. So we are hours away from high tide. We're also a few hours away from the worst of the storm being in. We're several miles south of where the cone for this storm is and where landing is going to be, but it's a very, very big storm. So over the course of the next few hours, we're not even at 1 o'clock, probably 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are going to be worse than this. So you're going to continue to see this forceful flooding come in. There's no beach left in Naples. There's no beach anywhere from Naples all the way up to Sarasota at this point. Everything is entirely submerged, but it's not the beach that's the problem. It's all this. For as far as the eye can see, here in Naples, there's water inward everywhere. Cars are going to start floating around. That means roads are going to be blocked. It means trees are coming down. We're seeing a lot of these very, very solid palm trees that are used to this kind of weather, or at least similar winds. Look at the way they're blowing. Trees come down. That means electricity comes down. We've already lost power here.
This is usually completely covered in water, all the way up actually to the beach. If you turn to the right there, you can see how far away we are from Ben T. Davis Beach. That's where there's usually people on a normal day, you know, sitting in the sand, enjoying the sun. Not today, thankfully. And that's, you can see how far out the water has receded and been sucked out by Hurricane Ian. Just within the last half an hour or so, we've really begun to feel the rain pick up and the wind start to pick up. Nothing, of course, close to what they're seeing down in Sarasota and Manatee County, but we're starting to get some stronger bands. You could see the wind over there. Just those trees are starting to really blow in the wind. So we're getting the effects more and more here in Hillsborough County and Tampa.
I forgot about that.
so Central and Northeast Florida will also feel impacts. Now, while most people in the evacuations did leave, there were some that chose to stay. I was speaking with the sheriff down in Charlotte County, and while most people did leave, they had a small number of people that just wanted to hunker down. And at the end of the day, that's a decision they made, knowing that they had the ability to evacuate and knowing what the stakes were. Nevertheless, life safety operations will commence as soon as it's safe, to be able to identify people who may be in harm's way and who are in need of assistance. And Kevin will say, I'll say a little bit about that, but Kevin will say more. We'll also hear from FWC about their efforts that they have staged and ready to go. If you are still in Southwest Florida, just please stay inside until the storm passes. It may appear to be calm at some point. You may just be in the eye of the storm, and the backside of that will get very, very nasty. The storm is expected to move across Central Florida and exit Daytona Beach sometime on Thursday. We've already seen around the state tornado warnings issued far from where the hurricane is entering in Southwest Florida, and those warnings will likely to continue until this finally leaves our state. So even if you're not in the direct path of the storm, you need to take all tornado warnings seriously, and you need to take appropriate precautions if that is happening in your area. The Florida Department of Transportation has just announced that Fort Drum, Canoe Creek, and Turkey Lake service plazas on Florida Turnpike are now closed. Obviously, they will try to get those open as soon as they can.
Hurricane winds up to 155 miles per hour. Now, that puts it just below a Category 5 hurricane. Of course, Cat 5, 157 or more. This is hovering just beneath the Cat 5. Of course, they always look back at the path once it makes landfall. It could get upgraded much later. But this is the strongest September hurricane, nonetheless, in 2 decades to hit the western coast of Florida. The storm threatening to cause catastrophic damage with a storm surge forecast of up to 18 feet in some places. 18 feet of seawater expected to come ashore. That upgrade overnight into this morning, record storm surge of nearly 5 feet already reported in Naples. We've seen the images coming in, cars